Alright, folks, we're back as I start unmuting things, and, well, I gotta mute the music, I guess. Okay, so Zest won 2-0. So we will not have to wait too long for Crank and Friends. We'll be getting this one going here ASAP. It's soO versus Bunny in a best-of-3 semifinals match, but more importantly, a qualifier match. So the winner of this will get qualified into the main event, which we will be taking about a week break or so. We'll be back on the 30th to do that finals, but looks like everybody's ready, so let's get this going. My Crank referee, that's probably a mistake. All right, first map's going to be Whirlwind. It's another TvZ. soO looked pretty good in that last series. Let's see how Bunny measures up.
Yeah.
I guess I want to make this perfectly clear if it's not obvious by the clan tag, by the way, guys. This isn't like Team Liquid Bunny or anything weird coming to Korea. This is the old, was on CJ Entis, is now on Dust Gaming Bunny.
He's a pretty good player. Again, a dude that's been playing a little more against foreigners recently. Keen to see how that changes his style. But let's find out as this game gets started here in the top right. It's the blue Terran. His name is Bunny.
Look at that. A co-caster who's assertive and knows how to take control and do those intros. God damn, you're sexy, Zeph. But in the bottom left, we have his opponent, the red Zerg player, soO. Although, in fairness, like 99% of that's definitely your accent more than anything else. That much hasn't changed. I still gush over Australian accents.
So keeps me in a casting job.
Right? You and Maynard, but no. just teasing, of course. Bunny, you're right. Like, it's weird. He joined a foreign team, him and Hush, and it was certainly one of those things where everyone was kind of like, what? Like, Dust Gaming? What? I know Dust Gaming because I've had the pleasure of meeting their manager, like, I want to say like 3 or 4 BlizzCons ago. Like, it was a long time ago. Great group of dudes. Really fun people in real life, and I love that they're very StarCraft passionate. I'm surprised, though, because I haven't heard much of them or their players in a while. I know that they were running this this league, this sort of team league in the background, but I guess having the budget and the means to pick up some Koreans like this, I wish them the best, and I hope to see good things out of these players.
Yeah, there's a lot of teams like that have been picking up a lot of good players. System is another one that comes to mind.
Oh yeah, they pick up True. Off, my God.
Yeah,
like,
they're getting these sick pickups now. Like they always started off small. Maybe they had like 2 or 3 players, and now they've got some really big names to them. So good on these guys like Dust. I mean, it's fantastic to see.
What's interesting about that, by the way, just on that, like the teams picking up players note thing, like there's a good chunk of Koreans out there who are kind of the innovations, who have said in interviews, and they're very clear they don't love traveling to foreign events. They're not for that. But I've met more Koreans in my time doing StarCraft, and I'm talking like in person, people like Solar and Seed and many others who they would play for literally peanuts of prize money if it means that they got to travel to like Europe or go to Canada or what have you. So it's really interesting that these foreign teams, I'm hoping, will unlock some doors to help them travel, if nothing else.
Yeah. Certainly, if they're into that kind of scene, that would be really cool for them. And we always like to see like more of those Korean players travel around as well. They have a lot more fans these days, I feel like, in the international scene rather than just in Korea.
They do. It's a bummer though, because you do have still the region lock in effect, more or less. So
yeah,
you know,
that does suck.
I'm gonna get super hyped for DreamHack Austin, but then still we know at DreamHack Austin it's not gonna be a bunch of Koreans, sadly.
Yeah. Oh well.
But as far as this game goes, Bunny's actually playing almost very similar to a live in terms of build order. Nothing too strange over here. Nothing to really like bat your eyelashes at type thing. But I am really wondering, like, we saw a live play really well in that one game, but still everything fell apart on him. And I feel like Whirlwind is one of these maps where soO, this should be a macro game for soO. I don't think there's any all-in that comes across a map this big, hits fast enough, hard enough. And soO displayed, like, if he gets to the late game, he can play that late game very freaking well.
Exactly. Watching Alive against soO, I kind of felt like Alive just played his default level of StarCraft. You know, like, it could have almost been a ladder game, not to take anything away from him, but like he didn't do anything special. It's pretty standard builds, pretty straightforward approach to the game. Nothing super excited me about his play in those couple of matches, and he wasn't really able to do too much to soO. I'm keen to see how Bunny's style differs from what Alive did and see if it actually makes a difference in being able to take this guy down, because soO is a monster. We all know that. And you need a little more than just your average level of play to beat this guy.
Yeah.
So we'll see what happens. I mean, Whirlwind is one of those maps where I feel like it lends itself to a few more possibilities. Like you mentioned, it's a bigger map. We get some macro out of it. But I kind of look at it and go, well, there's a lot more drop potential. It's harder for the Zerg to just kind of seal off their one little area of the map with creep and whatnot. So let's see how this first drop goes from Bunny.
Ooh. Yeah, and as he moves out, I gotta give some big thanks. Sharkin just donated $50 to the fundraiser. He says, keep up the good work, you guys. You better bring innovation to the tournament. And Krugerson donated $50 as well to say, woohoo! Thank you guys for supporting the fundraiser. As far as bringing innovation to the tournament, here's the plans for this mega tournament, guys. We're going to have invite spots for the players in the house, whether they're Korean or foreigners. The folks that are helping the people in the house train are the ones we're going to give invites to the tournament for. We are going to have open qualifiers, and you will likely see innovation get in through one of those two methods. I would super love if innovation would spend like a week at the house. I would possibly even consider paying innovation to spend a week at the house just to like super train up players there. That'd be super cool. But even if he and others don't feel inclined to do so, they can absolutely qualify through to the big event at the end of the year. But we do have creep being cleaned up here on the right side. We got double medevacs coming through to reinforce down the middle. There's going to be a lot of units on soO's side of the field here shortly. Who's that? Sweden. Apparently the country of Sweden just donated $50. Says, don't blame IKEA. I'm not sure where this meme is coming from, friend, but thank you. I'll have some meatballs to go with that, please.
Oh, wow. Bunny charging up the ramp. He's going to be a little bit careful. There are a lot of links here. Queen's targeting down the medevacs. Nice micro of the weak one back out of the way. And now he's actually going to mow down some of these queens. He's really getting a lot of bang for his buck with these Marines. How much more can he get done? Drones are coming up the line, Rifkin.
The Cyclone is adding a lot to this. It doesn't look like it, but its very fast attack speed is synchronizing well with the Marines. I love this pickup micro to keep it alive a little bit longer. Drones went down 17 and Overlord. The queens are backed away. Lings are non-existent. And Bunny may have run away with this game with the sickest attack. I don't even think this was meant to do more than like trade well, but this has done some serious damage. He's stuttering on top of the hatchery now. He wants to focus it down. He's going for the base kill. Stops focusing it. Actually stutters way into the Lings, but this base is left so low on health. This falls over to whatever the next attack is.
Oh yeah, he's looking at that hatchery, licking his lips. He wants it. He wants to finish it off, but unfortunately, he can't take the risk. You saw the moment of hesitation, like, oh, I really want to go for it, but I better get out of here. And this is what he's got left. He's continuing to be a bit of a pest here, which is great. Goes home with the other medevac.
He's going for it. He's focusing the hatchery. Oh, the transfuse keeps it alive a little bit longer, but isn't good enough. It's gonna be in the 10s. 20 health.
Oh no, you're kidding me. Oh.
Okay, so soO ends up locking his defense then at the end of the day. That actually cost Bunny a little bit more because he had over-dedicated towards the end. But that being said, some fantastic damage. He traded out like 16 Marines initially for 65 Lings, 18 drones, 4 Queens. I mean, there's no way to look at that and say Bunny didn't do enough damage. But now the question is soO's macro, which is definitely good enough to play catch-up?
Yeah, that's the question. I mean, he has got a 4th base up and running. His drone count isn't quite where he'd usually want it to be, but it's getting there. The hard bit is going to having to continually defend against the pressure that Bunny is putting on right now, because he's not going to let up. He's actually going to get a cancel on this, so ignore my comment about having a 4th base, because that has got
it's a kill.
Cancel.
Oh, it's a kill straight up. Okay, so things are going bad for soO. We've done... We clearly caster cursed this by hyping him up. That was our bad. 4 Widowmines sailing across the map of this medevac. A little while ago, we had a $10 donation coming from Shikshish. Make it happen, Captain. Thank you very much. But yeah, medevac going in with these Widowmines. I mean, okay, there's detection, and they should technically be cleaned up. But oh, there's no detection in the main, actually. So if this boosts right through to the main, this could be really bad.
Yeah, gosh, this is kind of what I hope to see from Alive. You need to keep the pressure up on a guy like soO, and he's got 2 attacks ready to go. Again, he dips in towards that 4th base. He can get another cancel on that, maybe even a kill if soO is that distracted. Another drop coming into the main at the same time, and soO, his lings are going towards the 4th base.
Oh no!
In the main, he's
they're clumped up.
That.
Oh my god. Bunny getting some very good damage done with this attack. Already 9 drones going down on top. That drone count sitting on 51 would happily be 70 right now otherwise. So many workers have died over the course of this game. 31 in total. He catches the Baneling counterattack. This was something that was working against Alive, you know, sneaking in 4 or 5 Banelings, but not against Bunny. Bunny is on top of this. He's got control of the Watchtower. He's been scanning pretty relentlessly. His drops are still standing, which I think is the most outstanding part of this, but even though 2-2's on the way and mutas are being hatched now, Bunny still has quite the army pushing down into this 3rd, and that base still not exactly out of the red.
No, it's not. It's still bleeding grossly from the sides as Bunny pushes up here. Mines are in position to retreat back to, but there's not even that much ground units. Like he's not afraid of this
the
at all.
Marauders.
All he has to do is carefully push up, and the mutas. What are they gonna do when there's that many Marines? Nice attack from behind us and the Lings, but they all get cleaned up.
Yeah, the Widow Mines get some fantastic hits. The Marauders ate the majority of the Banelings. That's game. Map 1 going to Bunny.
Bunny is on fire. Oh my god, that was a good game from him.
So what I love about this is, like, Alive as a player, I actually rank pretty high. I've seen him win money, and I've had to pay him out money. But when I saw him lose to soO, I'm like, man, soO must just be in God mode. But now I'm fully aware that maybe that's not the case. Bunny made that look so good.
Yeah.
Okay, Overgrowth's going to be the next map. We'll get this made up here pretty quick. I'll get some subs coming in, too. Thank you, Gore Death. 24 months on that resub. Says, hell, it's our birthday. 2 years is a long time, man. Thank you for helping out and supporting the channel. I know that there's been actually a lot of very action-packed games, so if I've missed anybody with shoutouts today, please know that I love you and I'm very sorry. But quite a bit going on with some of these games. Of course, I gotta do stupid... This is actually... What I miss most about Zombie Group is she's normally the lobby host, so I don't have to worry about doing all this and fussing with people, like, and their invites getting bugged out.
And here I am, just like kicking my feet up, you know, just chilling, resting back here. I got the easy job.
What is that shirt? What does that say on it?
It says "Faith No More."
Oh, okay, cool.
I don't know if you can see that.
Yeah. Is it from a game or a band or like what?
It's a band, yes.
Nice. All right, looks like everybody's ready. I don't think we left anyone out, so let's hop into it. Overgrowth. So I think for... It's funny, a lot of people expected Overgrowth to come back and be like the most picked map, but it has been far and away Daybreak. Someone was compiling stats from IEM. Daybreak was picked like almost twice as much as Overgrowth.
Oh, really? Thank goodness. God, I hate Overgrowth. I think I'm the only person that hates it, but
no,
it's just because I had to cast it so many goddamn times. I'm sick of it.
Zeph, we are 100% on the same page for this one, okay? Like, this map is yellow like the pineapple that I cannot stand on a pizza, okay? I am done with Overgrowth, even though it went away for so long. But getting into game number 2. In the bottom left side, he's down 1 map currently. It is the blue Zerg player, soO.
And in the top right, spawning in the red, this is a bunny. And I actually very much like pineapple on pizza. So
I know
whatever.
you do. I remember that. That's why.
Yeah. This is why we're friends.
This is why she stopped casting on the channel.
Yeah.
She was like, I can't handle... Like, I can deal with Rifkin's cringe and all this other bullshit, but the pineapple on the pizza, like... That is too far.
Okay, where do you stand on olives, though?
Don't like olives.
Okay, I do. So clearly, like, you know,
but see,
you and me would never work out.
No, but see, this is a great thing in terms of, like, at least eating dinner as friends, because then when the olives come, I'm like, oh, do you want mine? Easy peasy.
Oh, true. If there's one thing I like most in the world, it's eating way too much.
When we were in Korea, I hate a lot of Korean food, like, straight up. So... when we go to like Korean barbecue, Zombie Rub would not have to share the dishes. She would just get all of the like 18 little dishes they gave us for 2 people, and she was so happy about it.
Oh my God. I'm that friend too. When I go out to Korean barbecue with my friends, they're always like, "What is this? What is that?" And they're too scared to try anything, so they just let me have it. I'm just like, I'm not complaining.
Get all that food, man. Feels
Yeah.
good. Thank you very much to Hail4. Hey, Hail4 for the 24 months, 2 years. What up, girl? How you doing? Says this is a hell of a thing to wake up to. 1 more month and I'll be subbed longer than I've been alive. Wow, that's crazy. Also, you're quite young. Way to go. I'm an old man. Making me feel worse with that sub now. Also, question in chat says BaseTradeTV, will the Twitch donations to this channel count towards the rewards, also subscriptions? So to be very clear on this, guys, we said it in the video, and I'm going to say it again. Donations made to the channel over the next few months are going to be funneled towards the fundraiser. So how much? Let me refresh here what we're at. So the Match Arena page is at $791 already. Holy guacamole. And we're also at about 300-ish on donations from today too. So already at 1,000 for the fundraiser. Day 1. And this was like kind of a last minute thrown together. Let's at least get the ball rolling. This isn't like our big debut thing. So that is fan-freaking-tastic. Thank you guys for your support.
That is pretty awesome. So far in this game, not much going on. We've got the Reaper sliding around, checking out the watchtowers. Might poke at Zerg territory in just a moment. The third base is already down for soO, so unfortunately no base denial or anything like that for that little Reaper friendo.
That's gonna be a good scout though, because the one
Yeah.
of the things you worry about against Zerg at any given time is like, a 2-base all-in from Zerg is really hard to stop if you don't scout it. If you scout it, then you get time to put a bunker down, you prepare, you pull the SCVs, it's not a big deal. But unscouted, unseen can be scary. Seeing a third base down with that Reaper, it's a nice indication that you're not gonna have too much to worry about. And I think that's also another thing that makes soO a good player. soO is a guy who can hit you with an all-in. Not to say that he will, but you don't want to be hit by soO doing any sort of all-in. That's for certain.
Yeah. I kind of... Oh, hang on. Excuse me. I thought I saw like a second factory for some reason, and I was like, I kind of don't know why he's like suddenly got a second factory. I am blind and clearly like tired or something, because that is definitely not what happened. No, can't even English now. Not what is happening. He's going for a Southwest. So it's the same opening as the last game, where we're going to see that double drop with the whole bunch of Marines. Now the question is it going to be as effective as last time? That would be a bit worrying if it was.
I'm loving witnessing this like mini midlife caster crisis meltdown. Like, it's fantastic.
Oh god, it happens once a cast, like, honestly.
Actually, so for those who don't know, like, Zeph and I are on such opposite sides of the world. It's like really late for her, when I have to wake up super duper early for this. So I don't blame you. I always hate casting at the end of the day too. Small pizza related story, actually. I learned recently you could order Domino's online for other people because you could pay with your credit card online. Didn't know you could do that. So I bought my friend a pizza and was immediately called by my bank asking if I needed to report a fraud on my credit card.
Oh, dude. I try and sometimes ship like Christmas gifts and stuff to people overseas, like from an overseas company or store or something, and my bank blocks it all, and it's the biggest pain in the ass. And they call me like 2 weeks later reporting fraud on my account. I'm like, no, I already talked to you about this.
It's like, damn you for protecting my money. I need convenience. All right, the attack does start picking up some of the creep tumors. Nothing really too crazy yet, but soO, if he has to put down the creep tumor, starts losing out on some transfuses. So again, like indirect damage. Bunny's going to stand on top on the queens, realizing those are exposed on the front line. soO's lings are a little bit late to respond, so one queen goes down, and pretty much for free.
Yeah, and Bunny's not done yet. soO does have to be a little careful. He's getting a bit brave getting off the creep there. But he does start to roam back towards his base, and Spaghetti-O, we got 4 medevacs just gonna glide on in and wreak some havoc at the top of the ramp. The lings are already sliding in here,
it's
though,
the same
so
trick,
it shouldn't be
though.
too much of an issue.
I didn't really see about the Cyclone again, just like last time, but not going to be with his back against the wall, so he does have to pull out of that. I mean, I think for that first game, Bunny, part of why he took such a good fight against soO had everything to do with the terrain back against the wall, the corner of the ramp. Like, it just was such a good spot to take a fight. Not out in the open, not where you're going to get surrounded, certainly not on creep is where you want to be. So back and away to that watchtower once again. Comet Shields is actually done here very soon. If you wait this time, 10 seconds is seriously 10 extra health on all these units. That's a lot more that he can tank with.
Yeah, for sure. So this is going pretty well for soO, though. He's keeping it back. He's keeping his creep spread going. Still got all his queens and whatnot. Heading into lair attack at the moment. 1-1 on the way for Bunny. So any attack that he does isn't going to come for a little while just yet. He's just going to keep harassing with what he's got. Oh gosh, it's going to be careful though. These lings, so speedy.
You know, I hadn't considered it, but what's kind of interesting is the Cyclone. Okay, it brings a little bit of damage, but it's also armored, so it can actually eat banelings if necessary.
Yeah, that's a fair point. Hopefully soO won't waste any on that, but oh, nicely positioned Spore there, getting some hits on that Liberator before it even sieges up. Might get a couple of drone zaps.
Yeah, this is the second Liberator, by the way, going down. The other one had just gotten taken up by the Spore Crawler and the Queen on this side. So really nice defense out of soO this game. I mean, for somebody who was obliterated and just shattered like fragile glass in game 1, he is completely hardened up. And game 2 has just really taken no guff, no muff out of Bunny whatsoever.
Yeah. soO has a beautiful defensive position here. His creep spread looking real good as well. That only helps his vision at this point. A 4th base is going down for him, 2 in the bottom right. Now that's a little harder to defend because it's literally the opposite side to your main. So you just have to be a little bit worried about that, especially as a small force comes down here to do some damage. soO, at the same time, though, does have a group of links going up to the top left.
Was that French for damage?
Yes. I speak it. It's definitely what it is.
I like it. All right, cool. Well, the Widowmine's going to reburrow, maybe get a hit on these lings. Nice splits at the last second out of soO. Bunny did not catch all the links in the top left, and just like the series versus Alive, Bunny may be able to or might end up taking a lot of damage from hidden banelings later if soO ends up getting to keep these snuck up in that corner. It's interesting, though, actually. I'm thinking back to when Overgrowth was in the map pool, and you had people like Huck and others. They would hide pylons up here. They'd hide lings and banelings up here. Something about the corners of this map just go unseen by people, and it's been that way for a long time.
Yeah, it's just sometimes not where you think to go, but in this case, both players are making sure their spaces are covered. Ooh.
There's 3 angles of attack here. There's a double drop going to the main. It's dissuaded by the banelings waiting for it. He's got a lot of Marines through this drop looking to clean up some creep, and of course the 3rd on this side. So gotta be really careful. soO, that is, because while his defense has been great, it still hasn't been like untouchable. He's still behind in resources loss, but he's still been slowly picking away at him.
Yeah, and I gotta say this. Oh,
golly gosh. Is that a wall? Man. Oh no, he's pulling this TV. Like, where do we go? No. Straight to hell is the answer.
That was a pretty good hit. 12 focus killed there. Very nicely done by soO. And that's got a sting for Bunny a little bit. So smart by soO too, knowing, okay, Bunny, literally everything he's making is either rallying outside his natural or across the map. So prime time to have done that attack.
Widowmine's going to look for those hits. They do get a couple of good ling hits, but not touching any of the banelings makes this scary. Right side's got that push looking A. Focus fires down the banelings. Fantastic control out of Bunny while he sets up for a drop towards the main. Picks up this army and once again disengages. These little trades have been going better for Bunny, but still overall kind of close in terms of army supply to soO. Big surround on top of this army though, picks up once again to fly away. No Mutalisks and nothing to chase this down. soO, however, is on Hive Tech behind this.
Yeah.
Oh, look, he's got chitinous plating this time.
Snuck all this tier 3 out while this is happening. Like, Bunny has kept the pressure up, but soO's macro hasn't really missed a beat behind this. He's done a great job heading towards his 3-3 and chitinous plating, already getting a bit more gas. The goal base is not to be at the moment, but as long as he holds here, he'll be looking real good. But can he get a good position on this? Because Bunny is pre-spread beautifully.
I mean, Bunny spread out really nicely, but what I'm concerned about here is what we're seeing. Like, okay, you're spread out good, then lings just jump on top of the units. Baneling's going to roll in. They do get focus fired down despite being on creep, and now Bunny's just going to try and collapse on in. This might be a little bit preemptive. There's still a lot more banelings where this came from. He's not quite in the freebie zone yet, but he's going to get surrounded. soO decides to dive in. This is the full force of soO. This is everything he's got going in to break this. Bunny's got a couple more Widowmines coming in. We'll see if they can get the hits they need. Marine's still standing strong off of creep, but fighting on creep favors soO every single time. Widowmines are not getting the shots they need, and soO will push this back.
Yeah, very nicely done. Handles that quite well, all things considered. I mean, that's an awkward position to have to attack into. And Bunny's actually trying to be cheeky and use that high ground to his advantage. And soO goes, you know what, I'm not having any of that. He goes right around that army. He's picking up the reinforcements coming out of the natural area and heads down towards the south with the rest of those units. Now that second half of units did get cleaned up, but these Lings are still wreaking havoc up towards where the reinforcements are coming from.
Yeah, I mean, it's training as cost effectively as you can. The command center still hasn't been finished. I don't think he realizes as he drops mules on a base that's not done.
No.
Ling's contemplating surrounding.
That was a really good pickoff because he's just not noticing that. There we go. We finally got an SCV here to finish it off if it
For now.
lives.
Oh my god, it's actually going to finish it. If it finishes, it lifts, then he doesn't get to kill the base, but oh, at the last second, it does complete.
Nice.
Hiding behind the mineral lines. These Ultralists cannot compete. They do have chitinous plating. They've got a lot of armor, but there's no way to get back there and fight those Marines. It's a bad game of cat and mouse.
Yeah, second one comes in to the fray. A few more Lings trickling in as well. Would actually rather see him pull these back because he's going to basically donate them to the Bunny Fund with his position behind the minerals. And another one up here doing whatever the hell he wants, just giving hugs to every unit that passes.
It's like that kid in the parks has got that sign, free hugs.
Yeah, but he's actually beating down the front door. soO is doing a lot more than I thought he would be able to do with his sort of scrappy trickle of units that he's sending.
Bunny is contemplating tapping out too, by the way. Those scans on the other side of the map, checking for the bases. There's the GG. soO ties up the series 1-1.
He sure does. That looked a lot better from soO. Oof. I like these guys. They seem very evenly matched.
Yo, the other side of the bracket too. You got Ryung versus Zest after this is going to make for a great set. But I want to remind everybody, this is a qualifying match. So the winner of this will be invited directly to the main event on the 30th, where there's a $250 first place prize. But small commercial break. We'll get into game number 3. Stick around. We'll see you guys soon. All right, we're back just in time for the game to be loading in. You guys can see a black screen for a second because I was tabbed out trying to get the stream back up. There we go. Boop, 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 boop. Here we go. Game number 3. One of these rare ace matches. Things are tied up 1-1. Spot on the top left side of the map. He is playing for Dust. It's the Korean Red Terran Bunny.
And in the bottom right, he's the blue Zerg, soO.
And of course, again, just addressing it. Guys, we know the Zombie Grub's not here. She's in France. Hopefully the dedicated fans have been paying attention to us telling you that she'd be going to France over the last, 3 weeks. But for the odd folks who don't know, Zeph is helping fill in while she's gone. I'm really glad Zeph's here. Zombie Grub is not at all being replaced. She's coming back when she's done with all of her adventures. She'll be casting the Corsair Cup after Christmas with me, for goodness sake. So you're rolling. Hold your horses. Don't worry. There's a lot of good Zombie Grub stuff through Nation Wars, but she'll be back on BaseTradeTV soon enough. So don't worry, guys.
Yes, indeed. I need to cast a Zombie Grub again sometime. It's so much fun.
If you want to wake up at 5 a.m., you can come join us for the Corsair Cup.
Man, I could, depending on when it is.
Actually, what I should try to do is convince her to cast the finals of this with us. We could have a revisit of that old hatch. But 3 Racks Reaper coming down out of Bunny, so we're finally seeing somebody go for it. We've seen a lot of TvZs on the foreign scene where this is expected. This is like a flip a coin. Just kidding. 9 times out of 10, it's actually 3 Racks Reaper. The Koreans were doing this for a little bit. TY was really making this look good for some time too, but we haven't actually seen this too often. So to do this on a map like Echo, I find a little bit strange, but we'll see if Bunny gets away with it.
Yeah, I was kind of wondering myself if this would happen, because last time I casted a lot of games, it would have been like WCS or something, and there are a couple of times where this was basically happening almost every game, and there are still very much some players that are so refined at this by now, it's actually just terrifying if they do it. So let's see if Bunny is one such person, if he can really bring the pain with all these Reaper friends coming to soO's base.
There's been a lot of different ways that Terran have been using the Reapers too for this. That's really changed things up, and I really want to emphasize quickly, Reapers through no recent balance patches have had any tweaks or changes. Neither have the early game Zerg to really matter for this. So it was really weird watching this resurgence, but it was like they all realized if by picking off creep tumors very early, they just screwed over Zerg hardcore. We'll see if Bunny follows that train of thought or not. He's getting a little bit risky with this other Reaper. I know he wants to go back in and kill that Queen, but he's got to wait for it to get some health back. Big shouts to Slimers for that brand new sub. Thank you for subscribing to the channel. Reaper's dancing around. No speed just yet, but 9 seconds to go, and these Lings are going to be a lot harder to deal with. He kills the Queen, though, and that's a good start.
Yeah, that's not too bad at all. Queen is such an instrumental tool in defending against this. The Speedlings can do some serious work, but they've got to catch the Reapers first, and they do so much damage. Look at them falling, he's stringing them out beautifully. Yes, he's losing Reapers, but I mean, he's still got another 3 on the way. And as long as he keeps, yeah, as long as he keeps like,
oh, why would you... why put the cripple on the front line? You know what I'm saying? Like, come on, man. 1 health on that bad boy. Unfortunately,
the weak ones must be sacrificed.
Yeah, I guess, yeah. As he runs up to the main, the nice thing is there's no creep spread. So, soO takes a long time to respond. This works out well for Bunny. Favorably so, as he kills another queen stuck off of creep. This is not like this is kind of what I'm saying right now.
But he's doing a really good job though. He hasn't really touched the mineral lines just yet. He's only starting to do that now, but God, killing queens, killing lings, that's actually enough to end the game by itself, because soO can't get in any momentum to get rid of these Reapers. Look at this macro, just back behind the mineral lines, around the walls, wherever
everybody
soO cannot
dance.
get us around, that's where he goes.
I mean, some of the Reapers might get cleaned up. This may have already done more than enough damage.
Yeah, it looks like he's finally gonna clean that up, but Bunny's taking behind this. 10 workers killed. How many lings did he lose? 36. 4 queens. Oh boy, and look what soO's follow-up is gonna be.
I mean, to try and counter this with an all-in has failed on a lot of occasions, but mostly that's because there's 3 racks as part of a solid wall. Bunny didn't do that. Bunny put depots and made a very awkward as hell looking wall. So this might actually work. In like most circumstances, this would not work at all, and soO would be totally screwed with the counterattack. But this weird, I don't even know what to call it, this amalgamation of a wall, this anomaly here is actually totally bustable.
Yeah. Oh gosh, I'm actually quite worried for Bunny, but at the same time, you know, you use up a bunch of banelings on the front, and that's a chunk of your forces gone. You rally in lings, and Bunny's gonna have Hellions out. He's still gonna have a couple of Reapers. So as long as he controls okay, he should be able to clean this up, I feel. But anything can happen. I mean, it is a Bane bust, and I don't know if he's aware. I
mean, this looks like it should still favor Bunny before this even begins, but it's the fact of the matter, there's a chance for soO when normally there's no chance whatsoever. Grenades go down to pop off the banelings, or try to. They still break through the wall, however. Lings are let into the base. Now the question is, can he deal with this? There's Hellions aplenty, but they get surrounded immediately. Looks like the grenades are throwing the Lings around, though, and that's going to be it for soO. GG. So congratulations to Bunny, who will advance on and qualify to the main event. But the fact that soO put up such a good fight, definitely a big contender to be invited back.
I'd love to see more of soO in the future. Great matches there. My goodness, we are blessed by the TvZ gods today.
Well, we're going to be blessed by some TVP gods next if we're lucky. We got Zest versus Ryung coming up, and Zest has had to beat Gumiho to get here, so he's already taken down a pretty prominent Terran. This will be the other semifinals. This will be the other qualifier match. There's this and then one more best of 3 afterwards, guys. So do stick around. Don't go anywhere. We'll be back after this break.